As Real Madrid looks to life after Carlo Ancelotti, one name appears to be the frontrunner. Former Madridista Xabi Alonso, currently of Bayer Leverkusen, appears to be the leader in the clubhouse and the heir apparent to the Madrid throne. But with the growing momentum surrounding Alonso's name comes a good question. He plays 3 at the back, Madrid has almost always played 4 at the back. Is this a good fit tactically? Can Alonso adjust to what Madrid have always done? Or is that even the question we should be asking? Should Alonso be the one adjusting, or should it be Madrid, their fans, and their expectations that make the adjustment? We're going to talk about that next here on Pints and Punditry at the Pitchside Pub. So this is sort of a fundamental question that more clubs probably need to be asking themselves, or more fans need to be asking of their clubs. Which is more important, the long-standing tradition of how a club has always played, or the tactical nuance of the coach they're hiring? Why is it so important for a club to play, quote, the way they always have, or in a style that they've always run, if the game is evolving and changing? And that's the situation we sort of have brewing here, as Xabi Alonso continues to be linked to Real Madrid, and Xabi Alonso very well known for his 3 at the back system, while Real Madrid appears to not really want to embrace that change. And it's a change that is happening throughout the football world, but that doesn't mean Real Madrid and their fans, most importantly, want it to happen there. So that's what we're going to discuss today, and how this should play out, and which questions we should be asking. Can Xabi Alonso adjust, or can Madrid fans adjust? That's what we're going to talk about today. But before we do, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me down below so you can follow the channel. Get down in the comment section. I would love your thoughts on this. Leave all the comments you want. If you're a Madrid fan, if you're an outsider, let me know your thoughts. You can also leave comments on Twitter and Blue Sky at Pitchside Pub, and check out the website pitchsidepub.com. Alonso's tactical style has been part of a larger revolution in the footballing world that is seeing more and more coaches play 3 at the back, and Alonso has been perhaps the most successful at this, really relying on those wingbacks to create width. His 3-4-2-1 preferred formation that often shifts to a 4-4-2 off the ball and 3-5-2 in possession has helped engineer one of the most dominant Bundesliga campaigns in recent memory. It's a structure that fosters control through wide overloads, layered midfield movement, and a defense-first mindset that encourages front foot pressure. It's methodical, it's calculated, it's ruthlessly effective. But it uses 3 at the back. He has 3 central defenders, not 2. Now, can Xabi Alonso run 4 at the back in any formation that he chooses? Well, of course he can. This is a guy who played at some of the biggest clubs in the world under some of the best managers in the world. Jose Mourinho, Carlo Ancelotti, Pep Guardiola, to name a few, all of whom featured 4 at the back, and he was a dynamic cog in that system. He is too intelligent not to understand how it works, and I'm sure he could make those adjustments. But should he be making those adjustments, or is it Real Madrid who should be adjusting to his preferred style? Part of the skepticism extends from Real Madrid's deeply entrenched stylistic preferences, and it's hard to tell sometimes whether that comes from the organization, a particular coach, or simply just the fan base. Historically, the club has favored attacking flair, wide play, and a back 4. From the Galacticos era to the present day, variations of the 4-back set have been the bedrock. But the tactical differences go well beyond just how many central defenders are on the pitch. Real Madrid features some of the best wingers in the world. Kylian Mbappe is playing up front in the center, and he's probably the best left back in the world, but they have him playing as a number 9 to accommodate Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo. In fact, you could argue that Real Madrid have 3 of the top 5 or 6 wingers on the planet, and yet they are linked with a coach who doesn't feature any wingers in his preferred system. So we do have to ask if this makes sense. But let's not act like Real Madrid has never deviated from their system. Zinedine Zidane used a back 3 at times in big matches, including some El Clasicos. Jose Mourinho dabbled with different shapes to protect leads or exploit weaknesses. Even Carlo Ancelotti himself has tinkered. So the idea that Real Madrid's DNA is inflexible is more myth than reality, but it's not totally inaccurate. Now, most of this does come from the fans. The supporters do not want to see 3 at the back, as though it is some sort of concession to be be made, or that is somehow lesser than, the kind of football that they have always wanted to play. Real Madrid has always featured this dynamic attack with wings, and Xabi Alonso simply doesn't run it. So you can ask yourself, does this make sense? Is this a good fit? Or are Real Madrid fans not opening their eyes to new innovation and the flexibility that is required in today's game? If Real Madrid's board and fans are going to ask Xabi Alonso to change his tactics to fit with the style that they want to play, then I'm going to ask the question, why hire him at all? Yes, you like the results from Xabi Alonso, but part of those results is how he got there. Now, he has dabbled with four at the back in the past when he was coaching Real Sociedad's B team, but his reputation is clearly built on the three-back system that he has run at Bayer Leverkusen, and that's why you're hiring him. It's his ability to refine that structure and allow his midfielders to dominate, his defenders to step up into the midfield, and his attackers to find space in those half-wide channels. Bringing Xabi Alonso in to coach Real Madrid and then making him change his style of play would be like buying a Ferrari and then changing the engine out. You're just not going to get what you paid for. Perhaps if you're going to go out and hire the best young coach on the market, your best bet is to get the hell out of his way and let him do the things that made him good enough for you to want him in the first place. If you are insistent, Real Madrid supporters, Real Madrid board, if you are insistent on having a coach that runs four at the back in the style you want to play, simply put, there are better options out there. If we haven't gotten used to it yet, we should probably accept the fact that anytime there's a big job out there, Jürgen Klopp's name is going to be attached to it. But more so than just he's a big name and he's available, his tactics and styles do align more with what Real Madrid is used to seeing on the pitch. Klopp's preference for a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1 do align more traditionally with what Real Madrid have run and how their current squad is built. But stylistically, Klopp's system is very demanding and relies heavily on forwards instituting a high press, which is not something Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. have exactly been eager to do under any manager. So you do have to look at, yes, you have the players to fit a certain system, but it goes beyond just four at the back and includes the style that the manager wants to play. Alonso doesn't just have a great system, he has a system that works, and that's taken Leverkusen from mediocrity to dominance in less than 2 seasons. It may look different on the pitch, but you can't argue with the success, and what he could do with players of Real Madrid's caliber could be incredible. The bottom line is, if you're going to hire a manager, you have to let him be the manager. If you're hiring Xabi Alonso, you have to let him be the full Xabi Alonso, otherwise you're getting pennies on the dollar. Real Madrid is one of the few clubs in the world who can basically go out and pick their next manager, but with that power comes the responsibility to get out of your own way when the time comes. Xabi Alonso has shown what he can do when given the reins. His tactical structure isn't just some quirk, it's the vehicle through which he creates order, control, and results. Asking him to abandon that structure in the name of tradition isn't just short-sighted, but it's self-defeating. This is a situation where Real Madrid needs to get over themselves, get over their ego, and get the heck out of their own way. Xabi Alonso is a fantastic choice to be their next manager, and he understands the pressure that comes with that jersey. He has played not only at Real Madrid, but at some of the biggest clubs in the world, and he does appear ready to coach at that level. But if you're going to hire him, it is time to get out of his way and let him manage in the way he knows how and in what has gotten him there. If he decides four at the back is right, given for the strategic changes in La Liga or the fit of the roster or what have you, then that's great. But if you hire him with the expectations that he adjusts to the club rather than the club adjusting to him, you're setting both the club and the manager up for failure. What do you think? Get down in that comment section. Let me know your thoughts on Xabi Alonso, Real Madrid, the entire situation. Get in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. You can also leave comments on Twitter and Blue Sky at Pitchside Pub. While you're at it, hit that subscribe button for me down below so you can follow the channel and check out the website pitchsidepub.com. Thanks as always for joining us here on Pints and Punditry at the Pitchside Pub.